Yeah, fellas, I'm looking at the comments. This guy is back under a slightly different name, but I'm going to leave two of his comments up because I do want to make a comment on them. This one here, let's see, let's start with this one. I deleted because it was just racial shit. But let's go to this one. Let's see. Well, actually, he did the sexual thing again, but I wanted to show you something. He even dissed the Dean and D'Angelo. And I've never dissed D'Angelo. I have dissed the Dean. I said about D'Angelo, he was a smart marketer. By the way, D'Angelo's real name is Eben Pagan. He's an internet marketer. Okay? I got into internet marketing as I'm learning to market myself. It was a great training. David D'Angelo, he's a big-time internet marketer. He did not go out to a nightclub, though, and learn from some real players. All right? That was an internet product. That's how you state your product. Well, I did this and this, and so I discovered. I learned that exact same system. I refused to use it. Okay? I even had one of the guys on my site design an ad. He came back with an ad just like that, and I wouldn't use it. So the Dean, let's see, the Dean and I used to be friends on the internet, as you guys probably know. If you go to my old, I left him up there. I pay for this place every month just so I can leave it up there. Oops, .libsyn.com. Go there. playersupreme.libsyn.com. You'll see the entire story of the falling out between the Dean and myself. There was a kid that had ADD. He was one of the Dean's guys. This is a true story. I documented everything. All right. Everybody that's been on my site and that knows me from the past knows this is the truth. It's your new guys that don't know this stuff, like Polka Dude or Polish Hate Dude or whatever. What's up with that screen name anyway? You hate Polish people or something? But anyway, the kid had ADD, severe ADD. He was listening to the Dean when he was just doing those free radio thingy showies. And the kid came to my site. I did a show with the Dean. The kid came to my site after that. And he got better. He started getting dates. He got his first lay. Okay? Then he went back, made the mistake of going back to the Dean and telling them. Now, when you become gurus, you get a big ego. Okay? I came online already with a big ego. But these people who are internet gurus, they develop into big ego people. I've noticed. And as expected, it bugged the Dean. He got mad and started dissing my site. Although a couple of weeks before, I was on there explaining what I teach, which is different from what he teaches. Okay? I teach what I teach because I see the reality of what's going on the internet. And it's also the easiest way to get into the game. Now, he's coming from the black perspective, and I totally understand that. You know, brothers, we go after we chase after the hottest piece of ass out there, and we keep going down till we find our own level. Okay? Like the Dean, his wife is this really big woman, but she makes a lot of money. Okay? Not dissing his wife, but, you know, people find their own level in the game. I've talked to a girl that said she was a model on my Facebook and said, you know, she got harassed or bugged by the dude. Anyway, never mind. Let's not get into his own personal shit. So he dissed my site. I went on. You know, black people, we go and we confront you directly. That's why I know this is Strudel's guy is not Eddie. He tried to pretend to be Eddie, but I know it's not him because Eddie came at me like a black person because he's half black. You guys would remember that. He came at me directly. All right. He didn't hide behind. Actually, did use some fake screen names, I think. No, he came in as Eddie Noir, as far as I recall. But anyway, he came at me directly. He didn't go do stupid shit like this guy. And I think there's something to someone's comment about him being a Jewish homosexual. I think there's some truth there by the names he uses. Those of you guys who speak Yiddish, you can probably recognize some of the names that this fellow some of the styles, the words like strudel, smegma. Okay, you might recognize, and some of the other names he used like Levi, this. So anyway, let's get back on point. So as you'll see on that Libsyn site, I went on his show to confront the man. And he has one of those, it's really, I guess on that blog thing, you can mute people out. He could hear me, but his audience could not hear me talk. So he blew it up, looked like he punked me out, and I didn't have nothing to say. Okay? So I said I'll never go back on his show again after that. That was some punk ass shit. You don't give me a chance to defend myself, because he knew he was wrong. It was his ego that did him in between him and I. I put up a lot of emotional shit from him calling me at 12 in the morning to cry about his brother-in-law who ripped him off to build a computer. And also Mode 1 experienced the same thing from the guy. Midnight calls, whining about this and that. We actually, Mode 1, I talked on the phone about him. And we both had this same experience. All this feminine emotional shit coming out of him. You guys don't know. You guys don't know some of these people, the behind the shit out there faking that shit. Anyway, so I said, fuck it. Let's debate the theory. That was the only time I decided to do a public debate. Okay? Now, the dean is the type of person that will not confront you face to face. He will use a subordinate. I came directly, myself, to debate him. He put someone named The Flash to debate me. Okay? And now, as I continue this long story, it's interesting though. You can go to my site again and listen to the debate. I had one of my members mediate the debate, so there would be no bullshit. I couldn't take over. I couldn't do anything except talk. Okay, I didn't have the controls to the conference call mechanism to do anything. I put myself at the same level as the other person. Now, as I said, the dean will not debate you personally. He'll use one of his flunkies. His flunky, Flash, he tried to pretend like he didn't know. After the debate, he tried to pretend like, which I won. I destroyed them on eye contact. Okay? I know how to debate because I took debate class and I was on the debate team in college. I know how to debate. So I had all my ducks in a row, and I blasted. They tried to come in and just talk shit. Okay, well, you got this girl, saying she's on her knees and try to attack my personal character. That's not debating, fellas. Those of you guys who got the intelligence to know about debate, that's not debate. You don't go and attack the person's personal character. You debate the issue. Okay? And go listen to the debate. I did not do any tricks with it. I did not do any cutting things out. I gave you the raw debate there. It's still there. That's why I pay $15 every month to keep it up there. So to be there for the rest of the world to listen to. So I destroyed the kid, or the Flash, whatever his fucking name is, Flash, and I had talked to him a couple times before the debate. I had told him what the parameters were. Okay. Now this is how tricky the guy got. After he lost, he tried to call my phone and leave a message pretending like it was before the debate and asking for the parameters. I bet he was recording himself, and he was trying to show that I never called him back, so that way it would make it look bad, like she did something wrong. But he made the mistake. When he called, I put the message, and I had an attorney in the room with me who listened to it. And I recorded the attorney listening to the message. Dumb mistake. Okay? That's how bad it got there, fellas. I got an attorney in the room. She was one of my clients. But she had to be there, and I had her listen to this. and I videotaped her listening to it back then, and I recorded her comments. Okay, I used to work at Pacific Bell, and they always said cover your own ass. CYA, cover your own ass. And that guy was trying to cover his own ass, and you know, that's disreputable. I don't do disreputable things. I don't know why people have to resort to that type of stuff. If you come at shit the right way and the honest way, you ain't got to do that shit. So when you have to defend yourself, you will always stand strong and taller. All right. So that takes care of that. I've always said that D'Angelo is Bismael D'Angelo. D'Angelo is or Eben Pagan is a smart marketer. He took over this community. He had taken over this community years ago. Now all these other people took over. But he was like having people come on shows, and he was recording them. He made $20 million his first year, I believe it was. $20 million. That's how desperate people were. His book was, I think, $47 back then. So you start adding your ducks in a row and see how many books he sold. Now, let's go on to the next one that I want to talk about. Okay. Let's see. Just hate the fact that Supreme is an arrogant twat. And that's his real issue with me. I must have said something to this guy that hurt his emotional feelings. Now, how many of you guys got your feelings hurt and you're still here listening and learning? Let me know. Let me know how many of you guys got your feelings hurt. I'm tough because I want to make you guys tough. Because women will be tough on you. You guys got to harden yourself up. These women will run your ass into the ground and make you cry if you come in with that emotional feminine stuff. Some guys, and that's probably why they don't have any women, like this guy. He's a virgin also. We found that most people on that site are virgins. They're angry virgins. You imagine all that nut juice back up to their brain. It just makes you crazy. Okay? And then you get a whole site full of them. They're the bottom of the barrel. And this guy down there, well, this is actually the leader, because he's the only one that's coming back after I expose him as being a homosexual. So he's still trying to sally forth, while, as you guys noticed, he's lost his cronies. His cronies finally see him for what he really is, a homosexual. Anybody could tell that. I knew that. I said that over there. This guy's homosexual. Hiding out. Homosexuals should not hide out where men are trying to fix themselves. I think that's wrong. If you're homosexual, go to where other homosexuals are. Okay? On the site, on the internet. Don't come to where men are trying to fix themselves and take advantage of them. Don't you guys think that's wrong? You know, I know us men, we're predators. And I'm actually, you know, the kettle can't call the pot black here. But give these guys a chance to fix themselves first before you start preying on these guys. Fuck it. So, here's his real reason. And this is not the one I wanted to talk about. This is the one I think I deleted. Let's see. Let's go in here and see. Oh, yeah, I deleted this one. Sorry, fellas. Okay, well. Fuck. Let's see. Where were we? Okay, yeah, this is him claiming not to be homosexual. He is. He definitely is. Okay, let's see. Now he's calling me one. And that's one I dealt with. Okay, let's get back here. Maybe it's this one. Okay, arrogant twat, yes. Alright, so he's saying that I'm just an arrogant twat. And that's his real reason. And rips his innocent victims by using the very same techniques as cults. There's a guy online that tries to teach cult knowledge to guys, these creepy, weird fucks. Creepy, you think of the creepiest, weirdest fuck that you can think of, the type that would go out and shoot people type. Because that's the mentality when they start trying to, I want some occult knowledge so I can have women at my feet. I want to become like Charles Manson. Think how creepy and weird those kind of people that would gravitate to that. The very same techniques as cults. Now, what you guys don't realize is that cult stuff is it's social programming stuff that marketers use. Okay, the ability to manipulate people comes from marketing. Marketing. You learn how to market yourself. So this guy that does the cult stuff, he obviously has a good marketing background. Also, I think he studied hypnosis. I've seen some of his stuff out there. He has a phrase that I use that came from the marketing world that he coined on the internet and made big, like that Arthur Gordon, and he had a phrase that I liked. Oh yeah, freaks, good girls, and hoes. That's from the black community. Every black person, you know, his mom was talking about freaks, good girls, and hoes. Okay, we grew up knowing that. White folks didn't know that though. You know, we grew up. It's in our music. You hear, you know, she's a freak, she's a hoe, she's a good girl. You know, it's in our music. And Arthur Gordon is an African American also. It's interesting how the community does African Americans, or was doing African Americans. When Arthur Gordon showed up, it was fast seduction people that made him paranoid. They went after him. I think they were marketing them. They were trying to grow their site and their stuff. And he showed up with some real knowledge from the streets. You know, his information was based on his experiences in the world of strippers. And his style was not my style. It was cupcaking, but I liked what he had to say. Okay. Anyway, they harassed this man. They found his street address. He was so paranoid when I talked to him that he wouldn't really talk to me. In the beginning, he talked to me. Then after that, he got really paranoid, and he wouldn't talk to anybody, including myself. See, he actually said, "Never write me again." Like, whoa. I watched them destroy this man. And I'm not trying to get racial here, but that's how, you know, Caucasians will take over business. They come in and they take over. Okay, I see that same thing, that same stuff on the internet. Look at, never mind. I was going to bring up Facebook, but that's a long story. Okay, he has nothing but false ideology and many proven misconceptions and flaws. Okay, as you guys know, my information is based on I'm 53. I've been in the game since I was 16. I started learning, but let's say I've been in the game since I was 27 in the real world, okay, as an adult. 27 to 53. So it's not based on any misconceptions or flaws. That's why I tell you, when I write my ebooks, they come from my experiences. I'm not a writer. As you guys can tell, I'm not a fucking writer. I talk in a first-hand person to you when I'm writing my books, like I'm speaking to you. You know, I'm not a writer. I'm not writing that I knew this friend that said do this, do that shit. Third-person shit. I give you from my first-hand experience. And look how well my stuff has worked. If this knucklehead would just try my shit instead of be just pissed off and angry, like the rest of those guys on that site are, to spend time in hateration, to spend time in negativity, think of what that's doing to his mind, his ego, his energy. I could see this guy as one of those really, when he goes to work, he's one of those creepy guys that you guys seen at work. They're quiet. They come in, they're pissed off. They're little small people. They're probably like in IT. They go back to their desk and they just do their job. They stare at the girl they have a crush on that walks around the office in loose clothes. And it just makes them more and more frustrated. These type of guys, they actually get fired. These type of guys that when they crack, they'll go get some AK assault rifles and they'll shoot everybody in the office. Because they spend all the time in negativity. They spend their time doing negative things. Look how strong this guy's negativity is, fellas. I hope you guys are still listening to this video because you've got to learn about these kind of people. Okay, so you don't ever become like that. All right, meanwhile, your poor, desperate fools make it look like... Okay, let's go to the one that I left. Let's see. It's the difference between... It's one that said the difference I'm using... crap. I thought that was it. Okay, let's try this one. Nope. Okay, I did leave one on the forum. I may have to go do some, hit my back button. I'll leave this one up. There was another one, he said I'm the most, voted, he can't even spell right, he's so pissed off and angry. Voted number 4 on YouTube's most disgraced. Type this in here. I'm not there. Look here, just to make sure. These are big number of people. Big number of people. So if he lies about this, and we all know that he's lying, what kind of person's mind would still do that? Someone tell me that. That is the mind of a man he's destroyed himself. Seriously. Here it is right here. Riches innocent victims by using the very same... Okay, just another black wannabe Tariq Nasheed. Okay, let's talk about the difference between Tariq Nasheed and myself. Tariq Nasheed... Okay, let me show you the levels of the game. I'll put the top of the game in women are pimps. Undisputed kings of the game. If they can have enough power to go out and seduce a woman and get her to sell her ass on the streets and bring them back all the money, that's some strong psychology. Despite what you've been trained about pimps and all that kind of stuff, they are the masters of the game. They are masters of women. Okay? Next are Max. Max can do the same thing as a pimp. He, in the BDSM world, they call them switches. He can switch back and forth, actually. But he does this shit legally. You know, he gets his bills paid. He gets women to give him money. And I've been there. I've been all 3 of them, actually. But this is where I rule. Okay? You have to go be a player first. You got to be a player first. You can't learn to walk before you learn to crawl. This is the crawling stage. All right? This is where you learn to handle women. And most black players think they're doing macking stuff because they get a girl to buy them some tennis shoes and stuff like that. And that's not real macking. That's just black players. You know, they'll mooch off a girl. I don't mooch. I had my own business. I didn't need money from girls. I didn't need shit, but I did get the cars. Okay, that's the big shit. The cars. Check for $5,000. I did get the trips. All right. Okay, I got to this level. It wasn't for me. Didn't work. Had undercover cops follow me. Did not work. Did not work. I don't belong there. I know that. I don't belong here either. Okay? I don't belong on that level. I don't belong saying I mastered that level because I got, you know, cars, trips. Because I didn't live that level. Okay? Tariq lived this level. And if you want to learn to Mac, he is the best person I know of on the internet to teach that to you. Except maybe a pimp. Now, we'll stay at this. A lot of white guys, they think they can get women by learning this knowledge. And this is about the business of pimping women out. How to handle your stable, how to get them on the tracks, how to get them motivated. They think that by going to, and I've seen it, white dudes, you guys got the wrong knowledge of pimps, okay? It's because of Hollywood. Hollywood fucked your minds. They mind fucked you, okay? This is where you got to learn to go get women at. That's the basic stage. Because players usually working with quite a few women. They play women. And that's the kind of knowledge that you need to get in the game. Okay? If you want to learn this, this is where you go. And higher knowledge. But you got to be one of these first to sit at this man's feet. All right? Also, Tariq teaches hoe chasing. I don't do hoe chasing. Remember, he's an African American. That's what black men do. Okay? I bought his first book. Actually, I have 2 of his books. I didn't read the second one. But I bought it and read his first book. And the first book, The Art of Macking, I do recommend for guys at this level. Beginners, I can't really... If you're not black, it's not that good of a book for you because he talks about African American cultures. How many of you guys know what a ghetto queen is? That's the type of women that he talks about. He breaks down women in different parts. You white guys, you guys don't have those women in your culture. Okay? You don't have, you don't know, black ghetto stuff. You don't have that. So that's the disadvantage there. His book was targeted towards African American males. And his knowledge is targeted towards, his communication is targeted towards African American males. White guys go there and they think they're getting some Mac knowledge, and I don't know what their success rate is though. But definitely for anybody at this level, you could sit at Tariq's feet and listen and learn. If you're down here, this is where you need to be listening to players like myself who have been in the real world out there. Not some internet guy that came on the internet. By the way, you notice there's no PUAs in this list because this list is based on the real world. PUAs only exist on the internet. They're an internet phenomenon now. They're trying to go legit by getting involved in the Hollywood people, getting a movie made about them, but they're still not legit. If you'll still see women, you won't see women ask, "Are you a pickup artist?" No, they say, "Are you a player?" Okay. We were here first. We always will be here. Okay. People try to say I'm a pickup artist, and you look at what I teach. I'm not basing my shit on some flow charts and theories. You look at where I come from. I'm from the real. That's what I'm always saying. I'm from the real fucking world. I'm trying to show you that I'm not one of these pickup artist dudes. Don't come at me like one of these guys. I don't do the robotic stuff. I teach you to become more natural because I know what the real world is like. You try to be a robot out there, you're going to get assed out. That's why they're always saying, well, you got to... Damn, what's that fucking word? You got to keep doing it again and again until it's... I can't remember the fucking word they use. They say it all the time. They always tell their students, you got to calibrate. You got to calibrate. That means basically get back out there and keep doing my shit. Yeah, but you got to calibrate. Get back out and just do my shit. Shut the fuck up. Get out of my face. Get out there. Just do the shit. Until they become like the PUA hate dudes. Those guys kept going, slamming their faces against the wall because what they were learning was not working for them. Obviously, these guys must be some of the ugliest of the ugly that comes to the internet. The biggest heads with the balding looks and the creepiest. Because what kind of fella's going to spend his time on hateration when you could be doing something positive? What kind of man, and I'm saying man because they do have a pair of balls, but they don't act like men. What kind of men will stick down into something like that? It's the sewer. What kind of man wants to go down to the sewer and spend time in the sewer getting all smelly? You know how these guys' aura must stink to be around them? And when I was in Fast Seduction, one of the guys came out and made a post. I met some pickup artists. He said, you guys are creepy. How do people stand being around you guys? And that's the people that gravitate to that was gravitating to PUA stuff. Was the creepiest black guys, the creepiest Asian guys, the creepiest white guys, the guys that could not get women because of their creepy energy. Instead of fixing themselves, they got more and more creepier. These guys who are PUA hate, they're at the level before becoming. Many of them, not all of them, but many of them are at the level before they become dangerous to society. Okay, because they're spending all the time hating. You spend a lot of time hating, it changes you. And you start attracting other things into your life that are more negative. Like they might get fired. They'll go read a good good posts to get all amped up and angry and go into work. People around you can feel your energy. If you're trying to disappear and hide, that's considered creepy. If you're trying to not let people know what your thoughts are and be all subversive, that's considered creepy. Okay? I hope you guys are still listening to this lesson. This is a powerful lesson that all of you guys need to listen to, because the majority of you come from the pickup artist community. You know that. But you realize the shit didn't work for you. So if you want to learn how to get women, these are the main people to listen to. Okay? I don't teach hoe chasing because I found that, especially for this market, it's not going to work. Hoe chasing is based on looks. I know that in the real world. Okay? The better looking players and the ugly players would hoe chase. But I see the time at the end. The ugly guys, I'm sorry I said ugly, but I'm looking at two spectrums. You have what women call the fine guys, the guys with the smooth hair and stuff like that. Or for a while there, really dark skin was in, like those African brothers that made in the movies, and dark came back. Dark skinned brothers came back, but then it didn't last. They're going back to the thin lipped brothers, and that's not necessarily light or dark, but we see like who's that bald headed brother that's on TV and stuff with thin lips. That's what Jovi said. I don't like his lips. He's got thin lips. But anyway, women slather over him. Your Shamar Moores. I don't know what the brother looks like. I just keep using the guy's name. Anyway, those kind of brothers are in. There's a brother online, not online, but in the shows, that's got blue eyes, and women still like him, but more of the Caucasian women, because he looks more like them. As I talked about in one of my shows in the past, help brothers overcome their racial insecurity. Like there was an Indian brother, and this Jewish woman said to me, Indian males are more dateable than black males because they look more like us. They're more similar to, just speaking the hair, lighter skin, stuff like that. And it made that Indian guy feel good. He wanted to hear it again and again. But that's the truth. The more like you are, then the more acceptable you are. So that's why mulattoes are closer to, they're between white and black. And in the family, they would be more acceptable. But they're still, unfortunately, by white folks' standards, they're still black. I know a lot of mulattoes don't want to identify with black. They want to say, well, I'm mixed. But white people call you black. I'm sorry. Now, I got off on a tangent there. When you want to learn to get, I'll finish up by saying, when you want to learn to get any of these, this is what you want to listen to. Good players. Okay? Good players from the real world. Not these internet fakes. Getting back to the Dean, I don't know what kind of player he was. He's married with kids. That's why I called him Daddy Daycare when we got our argument. He has, his woman makes good money. Good for him. As I said, players, they get a woman, they mooch off him. But he's a father. So respect to his fatherhood. When I called him, I heard kids yell in the background and him yelling at the kids, stuff like that. So that's why I called him Daddy Daycare. But you want a good player that actually knows the game. All right? That's why I show my proof of game. Okay? If you go to my site, many of you guys have joined my site recently. You've seen my IM contacts of that big, that's a sign generator. So you now know the truth. Okay? You saw me from first email to the first meetup in Reno. So, I prove my shit. And that's what a player does. That's what all of these people will do, is they will prove their game. They'll show you proof. Okay? When you're at a club, you know a player's a player because, he's got bitches. Max, they don't go out like pimps. They're usually with one woman at a time, but they got a couple of them. They're doing what players do. It's subversive. Okay? Pimps, they're out in the open with their bitches. That's why they got all that damn power. Keep 5, 6 women on your team, all of them in love with you, that takes some serious psychology, fellas. You don't know what that takes. That's some powerful, powerful shit right there. Okay, I hope this lecture is well received by you guys. That's why I'm going to leave his comments up for a little while, just so that you, actually I don't need to because you guys see the comments, so I guess I can take them down now. But now you see what I'm talking about. And this person he won't show his real face, but he's a liar. What kind of man becomes a fucking liar? To go out and just lie again and again like that. Wow. The kind of man that will eventually get frustrated, get an AK, and shoot up his office. I've been right so far. Notice I called him on the homosexual shit. And notice his cronies woke up. Okay? He's probably going to go make a bunch of new names just to make it look like it didn't happen. But notice his cronies aren't there. Okay? They're looking at him, realizing the truth. And they're getting caught up in his own in his own emotional anger at me. Now, notice how he's doing what homosexuals did also? Like when Eddie Murphy clowned homosexuals in his first stand-up, he came back and said, these guys are after me. He said he landed at the San Francisco airport and they were like, had a squad of people. And they do. They will come after you. Homosexuals don't play these days. They do homosexual stuff just like this. They'll come after you if you talk about them. If you say you don't like what they do. Okay? That's how powerful they have become. Now, you got to realize I come from the time when homosexuals were in the closet. That's how I grew up. I didn't know what a faggot was or a queer. In fact, one day my brother used the word when we were living in Japan. I think he was in 7th grade. 6th or 7th grade, and my dad made him go get a dictionary and open it up and read the word out and say, and he told him, don't ever use that word again. I didn't know what the word was. I didn't bother going and looking at it. You know, my dad was the type that would, he would talk to you like a man and say, don't use those words. In fact, my dad didn't really cuss a lot, except like joking around or something. He didn't cuss like I cuss. So anyway, they realized they got caught up in his homosexual emotions, and that's why he's doing what he does. It takes a lot of juice to go make yet another Strudel's name. It takes a lot of juice, as I explained to you. That takes a lot of time, and that takes a lot of energy. So his hatred, he's channeling his hatred, his own self-hate, onto me. As I said, just like what J. Edgar Hoover did to the African American race here in America. He's one of the reasons why we're in the condition that we're in. And I'm referring to the African Americans at the bottom, not at the top. I know I always talk like all of us are bad, but no, in the bad spot, but no, but as a race as a whole, though, we're not where we should be. Okay? Now, I really hope you guys listen to this entire show so you can learn. As again, I teach from real experience like I'm doing right here. Okay? Peace, fellas.